Welcome back to Worthington Model Railway. As I've said before, I have to rely a lot on mail order, and I will say that Hattons do a phenomenal job. I ordered some stuff from them on Tuesday of last week. Today is Tuesday of the following week, and it arrived yesterday, which is, when you think it's coming to the US from the UK, arriving in less than a week is really good. That's DHL for you, and particularly in this day and age when everybody's saying that nothing is getting delivered, that's kind of good news. So I have a box, and I'm never sure whether people like unboxing videos or not, but I'll open this one. As you can see, it is our 3632. And what is our 3632? Let's open the box and see what we have. And the answer is, probably can't read this through the plastic, but we'll look at it more in a second. But basically, this is the early BR Merchant Navy original East Asiatic Company, number 35024. DC ready. I have a TTS-TC chip we'll put in it too, and run it in the layout, see how it does. So let's go over to the table and actually unbox the thing properly. So here it is, and obviously it's come wrapped in a certain amount of plastic, so we need to get that off, and let's do that and see where we go from there. So I removed the plastic. I think now we can actually read the label. Merchant Navy class AP, there's the information on that, and this is a relatively new model. It's 2015 date drawn, so and it's in that British Railways blue, and I don't know if this is express blue or experimental blue. Doesn't really say. The experimental blue generally was much more purple. The express blue that followed that was more blue. Anyway, let's open it up and see. Oh yes, interesting, the blue on the box is not the same as the blue on the locomotive, but let's get it out. And looks to have nice detail on it. It's fairly weighty. The usual bag full of accessories there. Looks like we've got some buffer beams, we've got an extra coupling, some stuff. We'll put that away for the minute. And let's open the box up. Oh, nicely packaged. We're able to do there to get it out of the box. There we go. Looks like it's got some nice detail on it. Do some close-ups. Nice cab detail. A lot of detail on the tender. It's got the opening and closing cab roof there. So, and generally speaking, looks quite nice. So let me do a couple of close-ups on this, and we can see more what it's like. Colors quite nice, the detailing is nice, the lining looks good, the nameplate I think is etched, looks really nice. Let's just zoom in a little bit on that. Hopefully we can see the nameplate. And look at the lining and the number. The partially glazed windows look good. And the tender with the early British Railways crest on it. The detail on the wheels is really nice. The other thing that I was going to try to show is the cab detail. Yeah, there we go. You can see quite a lot of the detail in the cab. The cab is very nicely detailed. Okay, well, we need to get the TTS decoder in it and get it on the layout. Here's the decoder. As you see, it says unrebuilt Merchant Navy class. I have rebuilt Merchant Navy classes with decoders. They're slightly different. This TTS, one day when I win the lottery, I'll update from TTS. I know some people get really upset about the fact that the wheels are not in sync with the sounds and it gets their OCD and what have you, but for my purposes, TTS decoders work fine. And so that's what's going in this for the moment. If we look at the instruction sheet, we can see that the decoder is in the tender, and to get the tender off we have to take a couple of screws out. So the next piece of this equation is, do you take the tender off the loco and pull all the wires out and everything else? My experience is that you really don't need to do that. So I'm just going to try to remove the tender without taking everything apart, because all I'm going to do is just drop this decoder in. So it's a fairly simple process. I'm going to zoom out a little wider here so you can see what I'm doing here with all the different components. Oh. The problem sometimes with these tenders, though, is that when you look at this decoder and it comes complete with this speaker, that the speaker is too big to go in the space in the tender, particularly with all this additional stuff on the back of it. In some situations I actually have not put the back piece in place, but the back piece in place is really what gives the speaker its depth and sound. And so if you don't have that there, you kind of have a problem. Anyway, we'll see what we can do here. So first of all, let's look at this tender, and according to the instructions, all I have to do is take out 2 screws in the back here, and of course I can't see. I'm going to need it's better we have a little bit more light. I can see what I'm trying to do now. Just get these screws done. There we go. The screws are loose. I'll tip the tender up. The screws came out. And all you should need to do now is very gently lift off the top. And as you see, didn't need to disconnect everything. So I'm just basically going to pull out this. Here we have the chip, and have to make sure we get the number 1 next to the number 1. That's a good question. There's number 1, and that's number 1. It's very interesting. These pins don't look quite straight. Here we go. That's the chip in. I'm going to try to do here is hopefully there's enough seat. What I hate about Hornby
there isn't enough room to put that in there and put the screw on. There probably is, yep, there's enough room up there, so we'll put it in up there and put it back in. We'll get this all back together again, and then we'll put it on the programming track and do what we need to do. So now I gotta work out what's going on here, and it's because okay, I'm going to get some black tack. I need to fix that in place, so I'll be right back. Okay, so get a little piece of black tack here. It's probably a little bigger than I actually need. So what I'm going to do, I'll take the black tack, try to set this in here. Wait, where nothing is ever as simple as it looks, is it? Alright, I'm going to fiddle with this off camera, come back when I get it all together. So, here's the loco. I programmed it. It's sitting on my test bed, and let's see if it's going to go for me. There we go. Running forward fine. Change the direction. It's going backwards. Looks good. Well, let's check some sounds here. So it looks like this is all working. Let's get it on the track. So we're going to have to run this loco in a little bit, get it up to speed, and then we'll see what its pulling power is going to be like. I'll get out some southern coaches to put behind it. But let's let it run for a little while here and see how it does. Question if there's too much detail on these models. I just realized this brake pipe is broken away, so I'm going to stick it, get a little bit of super glue, and see if we can fix that. Put a tiny dab of super glue on here. And another tiny dab right there. And we'll put a little bit of accelerator on both those. Hope that they stick. Okay, that looks good. So just for fun here, I thought I'd compare the rebuilt Merchant Navy class with the unrebuilt, because the biggest thing that you immediately see is the tender. The tenders are very different. Let's look at the tender on the rebuilt Merchant Navy class, and then we'll move over and look at the unrebuilt, and you can see the differences there. I mean, they actually, obviously underneath it's pretty much the same locomotive, but there were a lot of changes made, and the sound chips are a little different for each one too. So let's just quickly listen to the sound. So let's put the sound on the unrebuilt one first. Now let's look at the sound on the rebuilt Merchant Navy class. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe if you did, and we'll have some more videos out sooner than later. Thanks for watching.